Viewers, welcome back to the channel. My video title, you know what this video is about. My top 10 offenses entering 2024. Let's get straight into the list, starting off at number 10. But before I get into the honorable mention I have is the Bills. The Bills lost some pieces and Stephon Diggs. They lost Gabe Davis, but I feel like with Josh Allen, they're still a top offense like that. They're still up above, I think, like around that 11 spot. You maybe can argue maybe 12, maybe a little bit, but I feel like with the pieces they have, James Cook, Kincaid is still there, Dawson Knox as well. King Coleman getting added is a nice addition. We're going to see how he turned out to be. I still feel like they have a team that can go out there and put some points up. It might not be as explosive as they could be with both of those guys, but it's still, I feel like they can go out there and be a nice offense. But number 10, I have the Bengals. I know they lost Joe Mixon. I know they lost, of course, T. Higgins. Potentially not T. Higgins. T. Higgins, there's been a lot of rumors going on if he's going to stay. Is he getting traded before training camp? I don't know exactly what's happening. So if he stays with them, I feel like they're a top 10 offense. And if he goes away, I feel they kind of fall in that limbo spot with the Bills a little bit, like maybe 11, 12-ish, 13-ish, around that range. But when they have those three guys there, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and T. Higgins, when they're all healthy, they're an amazing team. Amazing dynamic. We know Joe Burrow, AFC Championship game appearance, Super Bowl appearance and stuff as well. He just got to stay healthy. This offense is amazing. They have great chemistry. Jamar Chase and Burrow, they played at college, and then look at T. Higgins as well. They've been here since Joe Burrow rookie season. So they have great chemistry, and they go out there and they can go toe-to-toe with some of the best defenses and go toe-to-toe with some of the best teams as well. We've seen them beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. We've seen them beat the Bills in the playoffs. We've seen them beat some of the top teams, to get to the Super Bowl as well. So they got to stay healthy. They stay healthy, they have a chance to go out there and put up some great numbers and go out there and be dynamic. So I have the Bengals at number 10 as my top 10 defense. At number 9, I have the Packers. The Packers, of course, Christian Watson. Of course, they have Romeo Doubs. They have, of course, Reed as well, Jaden Reed. They have a lot of different young receivers who made some plays here and there last year for them. Especially Reed. Reed scored a lot of touchdowns last year. I think he had 7 or 8 touchdowns last year. But the big addition they have, they kind of added to their team, you look at the guy in Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs being a 2-time Pro Bowler, led the league in rushing. Well, I think not last year, but the year before last, was on the Raiders. The Raiders, I think he was a free agent. Yeah, he was a free agent. He signed to the Packers, and the Packers lost Aaron Jones. They released him. He's on the Vikings now, so that should be a great battle right there. Him getting revenge a little bit against his former team. We'll see what happens. But adding Josh Jacobs to the backfield, you already have A.J. Dillon there, a dynamic two-piece of style. A.J. Dillon more power style. Josh Jacobs had power too, but he's more of those speed, elusive backs too as well. Can catch at the backfield as well. So they have a nice core. But Jordan Love, his first season, he did a phenomenal job. And went out there through, 32 touchdowns to just 11 interceptions, got his team to the playoffs. His team also destroyed the Cowboys. He looked phenomenal in that game. Everybody looked phenomenal in that game. But then you look at the game against the 49ers, they kind of fell short. So it was raining and stuff like that. They didn't play the best of the par. They kept the game very close, came down to the wire in the end. But Jordan Love, I feel like he can get better and better and better. And they have these young receivers who kind of learning, still developing. I think Romeo Doubs might be the best of the bunch because of his physical ability, his ability to high point the ball. Watson has the speed, athleticism, has the size, has the look of the receiver, but I feel like sometimes he doesn't play to his full potential. But we're going to see if he can kind of get back into that spot, get to that groove. But my list right here, I have the Packers at number 9 as the top 10 offenses, and let's move on to number 8. We have the Chiefs. You guys seen the defense video? I had the Chiefs top defense as well. I have number 8 top offense as well too. As you guys know, of course, they're not like I can't put them up the top 5, top 10-ish. Because, they don't have the pieces on the outside fully. Rashee Rice did a good job last year. I don't know his situation is going on. He was running from the police and all type of things that was happening. But they did add Xavier Worthy. Worthy added, but as soon as he got to Kansas City, I think his car got stolen, something like that. So there's been a lot of crazy things happening. But Xavier Worthy, they added him. They added Kinsley to the offensive line. So they have some pieces added there, So, and also when you have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, that killer duo that's still there, you're going to be a top 10 offense, of course, because that's all you really need, really. But you need some other guys who can come along the ride. So Rashee Rice can get his stuff together and can be out there on one side with Xavier Worthy as well, the speedster on the other side, and have a dynamic receiver duo that can kind of build those guys up with Travis Kelce, of course, with Patrick Mahomes being there, can be there for quite some time like that. So it's going to be nice to see. But I think the Chiefs are top 10 defense. Top 10 offense. Their top 10 defense as well. I had them in that video too. I just did that video before this, so you guys probably see them in different days. But the Chiefs are top offense in my opinion. So I have them number 8, and something that's falling. Maybe it's a Raiders or Chargers fan throwing something at me because I said the Chiefs are top 10, but the Chiefs are top 10. Amazing offense. And I think even with the running backs, Isaiah Pacheco have him on the list as well. He's an amazing player too, and they really run the ball like a lot. Like most teams will run the ball, but they run it enough to give their guys a rest and kind of mix some things up as well. They want to be pass, but they still run it enough to make some things happen. So the Chiefs, in my opinion, are number 8. Number 7, I have the Rams. You know, look at Puka Nacua, look at Cooper Kupp. Stafford is still playing pretty good. Kyron Williams bust off the scene last year. His first year he had like 255 rushing yards. Last year he put up 1,144 rushing yards with 5 yards per carry with 12 rushing touchdowns. He played phenomenal last year. Then he add, of course, Blake Corum from Michigan, that big dynamic, feisty little running back as well too. So they have him added to the roster with those guys too. So I feel like their offense is nice. You know, of course, with Sean McVay calling the plays and doing what he do, the magic things he do. So I think their offense is going to be very good. Going to be a top offense. So I have them number 7 on my list. Number 6 on my list, I have the Eagles. The Eagles added, of course, Saquon Barkley. They have Devontae Smith still there, AJ Brown there, a killer duo. Jalen Hurts, amazing player too. I know last year they had kind of a little slouch here, a little bit. The injuries, tough trying to call up to them. I think they started off the season very hot. I think they were like 9-0, right? It was like 8-9-0, something like that, something around that range. And they kind of fell a little off a little bit. But overall, I think the Eagles are a very good team. Very good team offensively. Defensively, they added some pieces too. They added 2 cornerbacks. But offensively, they got some nice pieces. They got some nice guys on the team that can go out there and compete with the best. And Adam Barkley, and you can kind of get back to that pure running game because he can catch at the backfield as well. But to get a dynamic running back there, they had Miles Sanders before. Remember, he left, went to the Jaguars. Not the Jaguars. He went to the Panthers. So he put the Panthers last year. It didn't go too well with him fully. And, you know, they had a mixture of different guys. Andrew Swift was there last year, but he's really not a pure running back. You know, he can do a lot of things at the backfield, but having Barkley back there, a guy, you know, I can give him 20 touches, 20 carries a game. I can give him this and that like that, mix it up with them. He's explosive out there. They're gonna be nice addition for their team and kind of switch their style up a little bit more. So I think the Eagles are top 10 offense, and I have them number 6 on my list. Number 5, I have the Ravens. The reigning MVP, of course, they added Derrick Henry, big Derrick Henry to the team, which was surprising. The Cowboys, I thought they were going to add Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry, you know, he's been a guy who's he's been a guy around like Dallas area a lot. I live here in Dallas. I was saying Derrick Henry's in Dallas working out and training. I think he lived in Dallas in the offseason. I thought the Cowboys going to offer him. They said he said the Cowboys didn't really try to make a move for him, make a play for him, and the Ravens got him for only like $7 or $8 million a year, which is a very good deal for the Ravens as well. A guy like that, I know he's 30 years old, but he's still very dynamic, very great. You know, can still go out there and rush for 1,400, you know, maybe 1,500 rushing yards a game like that. A big driving force, like a bowling ball coming downhill, a freight train, a Mack truck, whatever you want to call him. He's like that coming downhill, very athletic. Quick and shifty. Not the best catcher at the backfield, but he can catch a little bit at the backfield. But the Ravens don't need him to do that. The Ravens just need him to run. They're a very strong run-based team. You know, so they have him with Lamar Jackson. They're gonna create some dynamic play calling in the run game like that with those 2 guys like that. And you'll see a lot of RPOs. Maybe Derrick Henry keep it. Maybe Lamar keep it. Do some different design runs, but also take some pressure off Lamar too as well because Lamar don't have to do a lot of things. So you can get a ball to Derrick Henry to run 25 plus times a night. 30 times sometimes as well like that. He's a guy who's a workhorse and can be an all-purpose back, bell cap back. He's a nice piece. So adding Derrick Henry to that offense is already pretty good. I think it's going to be very good for them. How do I have them at number 5? At number 4, I have the Dolphins. They added Jonnu Smith and Odell Beckham Jr. with the speedsters they already have on the team. Raheem Mostert with Devon Achane. Raheem Mostert had over 1,000 yards last year, 18 rushing touchdowns. I think he had 23 total touchdowns. And then you look at what Devon Achane did, 800 plus rushing yards last year. Was pretty good too as well. You had Tyreek Hill, who was very good last year. You had Jalen Waddle, who had over 1,000 yards as well last year. It was very good. Tua Tagovailoa as well, who played pretty good too as well. So they had, I think the offense scored 32 points per game last year. So they had the top offense, I think, last year in points-wise. So the Dolphins are going to be a team that's up there, you know, especially adding these pieces they added. So they're going to be a top offense. There's speed. All the different guys. It just like works well with Tua play style too, because Tua's play style is, he don't have the strongest arm in the world. Don't have the strongest arm in the world. Can't make all the throws like super down the field like a Mahomes or a Josh Allen, you know, throwing his sidearm, or Joe Burrow slinging it. But He has great accuracy. He can get guys in time. He can get guys on the move. And they have speedster guys who can get on the move, crossing routes, post routes, slants, drags, all type of things. Maybe some fades on the outside, different things they can do to get those guys in space and create space. So that's what Coach McDaniel's going to do. He's going to write some stuff up with all these different guys. Jonnu Smith is a nice addition. He can kind of be a taller or bigger receiver as well with his speed that he has. So they're going to be utilizing him, Odell Beckham being the third guy. When you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are going to open up a lot for him because they have to double team Tyreek Hill most of the time, and Jalen Waddle got to double team him sometimes too as well. So it's going to be very cool to see how the Dolphins offense do, but they have a nice offense. They have a nice core of pieces, and they should be up there contending, for championship game. They can get right. If they stay consistent in the big moments, they can have a chance to maybe make the Super Bowl or something. Number 3, I had the Texans. Texans added Diggs. They added Joe Mixon. They already had Nico Collins. They had Tank Dell, who played phenomenal. And then you go out there. Mechie's on the team still as well. I think Mechie might need to get traded to get back to his groove. I know remember he had the cancer that he beat, and remember he never really had the opportunity to get in the groove of being with the Texans and stuff. And now Texans added all these pieces. I feel like he can get to some new scenery. But they still have Mechie on there as well with those guys, Tank Dell and Nico Collins. And then you add Diggs. And then you add Joe Mixon with Damian Pierce in the backfield. You see Stroud the way he played last year too. Like I mentioned before many times on the channel, I think the Texans have the best offseason. The Texans are going to go out there and be a phenomenal team. With this quarterback, with these pieces around him as well, they're going to be out there dominating some teams. And that defense is pretty good too as well. So they're going to be dominating some teams. They're going to be up there contending as well. So I had the Texans number 3 on my top offensive list. Number 2, the Lions. The Lions are a very good team. Jared Goff. Amazing. They sent him to the Lions to kind of like say, okay, we're going to trade him to the Lions, and people didn't expect anything of it. But every season you start seeing him getting more and more better. Then they got 9-8 that one year. Missed the playoffs. They finished 9-8 with a win record for the first time in a while. And then the following year, what they did last year, getting all the way to the NFC Championship game, Jared Goff and those guys. And they have St. Brown there. You have, of course, Jahmyr Gibbs. You have Jameson Williams. You have Laporta. You have David Montgomery. They have a nice core of pieces. The defense is good too. They have a nice core of pieces of offense, a young offense that's going to be very explosive as well. They really didn't add too much on offense. They really kind of got the same guys, but that's all you need really. When you have like this kind of core right here, you want to break it up. Their chemistry is impeccable. They built themselves up. They seen themselves at their lowest when they was like losing those games, having losing seasons, and then they built themselves up into this team that's competing for a Super Bowl. And they have one of the best offenses. I think they averaged 30 points per game. I think 29 to 30 points per game last year. Their defense is very good as well. So the Lions going to be up there. And I had the Lions number 2 on my list. And number 1, of course, I have the 49ers. Chris McCaffrey and IU, Samuel, Brock Purdy has been improving every year. In his first year, his rookie season, NFC Championship game. His second year, Super Bowl. It's like they're very good team, defensively and offensively. I really got to break it down to detail, but why the 49ers are good. Coach Shanahan, what he do and stuff. So I had the 49ers. Number 1, they added Ricky Parasell as well from Florida, who had a phenomenal season for last year, over 900 yards. A lot of touchdowns as well. Very shifty, can play the slot, can play outside as well. They're going to be a dynamic piece for their offense. So they have a lot of pieces on their team. Very good team. So they should be competing for a Super Bowl as well. I think they made 3 or 4 straight NFC Championship games and make the Super Bowl as well. So they're going to be a team that's up there. But this is my list right here, my top 10 list right here. Number 1, 49ers. Number 2, Lions. Number 3, Texans. Number 4, Dolphins. Number 5, Ravens. Number 6, Eagles. Number 7, Rams. Number 8, Chiefs. Number 9, Packers. And number 10, Bengals. This is my top 10 offenses entering 2024. These could be changed probably when the season starts. Teams get better and better, but these are my top offenses entering. And I have my top defensive list. It already came out, so I hope you guys seen that, if you guys watching it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, comment what you think, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.